Hello everyone, welcome to a new video of Maths NIOS Senior Secondary Course Relations and Functions chapter, and we are going to cover Check Your Progress 2.3. So in today's video we are going to deal with the questions of this exercise. So before going to the video, I would like you to subscribe to the channel, give it a thumbs up if you like the video content, and share it with your friends. Now let's begin. First one is find the domain of each of the following functions where x belongs to the real numbers. So here in this case x is the value of domain and y is the range. Here you are going to get any value for x that y can take. Like for example, if you go for 0, if x is equal to 0, y would be 2 into 0, that is 0. If x equal to 1, y will have 2 into 1, that is 2. So if x is equal to 3, y is equal to 2 into 3, that is 6, and x is equal to any value, consider any value for 10, 20, 30, or till higher number also you can take, and negative numbers also you can take. In that case also you are going to get a range of which comes under the real number. So since the x belongs to the real number, you can say y can take any value. So that's why the domain of these values can be anything, any real number. Similarly, in the second question, if you see here, you can start with 0 or a negative value. So in that case also y will have a positive or a negative value which comes under that real number set. So for this one we can say it is all real numbers. Same for the second question also, and same for the third question also. You have to check one by one what the values will be there. So for example, if I draw a table like this, x and y, x will take here 0, then y will be 5. If x takes one value, it will be 6. Okay, so it has all possible values under this real number set. So for this third question also you will have all real numbers as the result. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Stand. If you check this B question, here you can see in the denominator you have got 3x minus 1. So this value should not be equal to 0. So we have to find out what the value of x should be. So in that case you can say not equal to 1 by 3. Okay, if the value of x becomes 1 by 3, in that case 3 into 1 by 3 minus 1 will give you a 0 result. That means your denominator will turn into a 0 where the value of 1 by 0 is not defined. So only that value is not possible. If you take any other value other than 1 by 3, it's accepted. So for real number of x, you have all the values accepted. Only 1 by 3 is not accepted. So we can say real number except 1 by 3. Set of real number except 1 by 3 is the solution for this first question of B. Let's see the second question where you have this 4x plus 1 and x minus 5. So this 4x plus 1, if it turns to 0, the whole denominator term will be converted to 0. In that case you have to make sure it is not 0. For what is that value? So x not equal to minus 1 by 4, that is one value. Another value is 5. So x should not be 5. In both these cases you will have the result as 0 for the denominator. So automatically not defined term will be there for you as the result, which is not allowed. So these are the two values that has to be excluded for this one. So all real numbers except the set of minus 1 by 4 comma 5. That is the result for the second question. Let's move on to this. That's also pretty easy to find out. you have to exclude 3 and 5 in this case, because if it turns to 3, it will be 0, the whole term becomes 0, and it makes the denominator 0, so you have to avoid that. Here also 5 is the value that you can avoid. So 3 and 5 set has to be avoided from the real number values for the third question. And for the fourth question, you have 3 and 5 excluded again. Okay, so hope you understood how to do these questions, and let's move on to the next question. Let us view this question. You have to find the domain and where x belongs to all real numbers. So since this is a square root, for a square root to be in a defined form, you have to have a positive value of a square root. If it comes as a negative, it becomes a complex number. So you have to avoid that. In that case, consider it is root 6 minus x. So if you have values 6 or less than 6, that is, consider if it is 6, 5, 4, you will get a positive value. Okay, for 6 you will get a 0, for 5 you will get a 1, and then for 4 you will get 2. For all these values, square root you will have, and it will be defined. Okay, so for all values less than 6, that value is defined. If you take the value more than 6, okay, let's consider 6 minus 7 or 6 minus 8, 6 minus 9. In that case, you will have kind of negative numbers as the square root. Then it will be a complex number form. So in these values has to be avoided, and to get this kind of value, you have to make sure that your value of x is less than 6. So this is the domain that will be accepted for the first question. Okay, now let's move on to next question, where you have got root 7 plus x. Okay, root 7 plus x is the given domain or the function. You have to find out the value of x. So if you take any positive value of x, it will be all positive value, that is accepted. X greater than 1 is accepted. If you take negative values, like consider you have got minus. Okay, so 7 plus minus 1, that is also accepted. But if you have the value of values like minus 8 and you have got minus 9, so in that case your term will become 7 minus 8 square root, and here it will be 7 minus 9 square root. That means negative value you will be getting with the square root. So you can avoid such conditions. So take values which are more than your minus 7. Okay, if you take minus 7, consider 7 plus minus 7 if you take, and square root, it will yield a 0 here. That will be easy for you to do. 0 will be the result. So make sure these values has to be avoided. So your x should be greater than your minus 7, greater than or equal to. 7 is also included. You can take 7, but exclude the other values of 8, 9, minus 8, minus 9, like that. So this is the solution of your second question. Hope you understood this. If you have got doubts, please do comment in the comment section. For this question, let's check what will be the value where you get 0. 0 is accepted. Negative values, try to avoid. Here, for getting a 0, 3x plus 5 is equal to 0. Okay, so in that case, x equal to minus 5 and 3x equal to minus 5, now x equal to minus 5 by 3. This is the value that you will be getting for 0, like 3 into, I'm substituting here, 3 into 5 by 3 plus 5 will give you a 0. That means square root of 0 you will be getting here. So values lesser than this one has to be avoided, because if you take lesser value, than this value, you will get a negative number inside the square root. Avoid that, and to get a positive number, take values more than this one. So it will be x greater than or equal to minus 5 by 3, so suitable for this domain. All real numbers more than this value. Okay, this is how you have to find your domain. If it is in a denominator form, try to avoid the zeros in the denominator. If it is in a square root form, try to avoid negative numbers inside a square root. Okay, hope you understood this one. Let's move on to next. And similar question in the previous one where you were having it's in a fraction form. So here this it is similar, where you can avoid zeros or more than that values you can take. Okay, for this one, for a square root to be in the proper form, you have to get non-negative numbers as the result. So if you see x, if it is 3 or x equal to 5, okay, in both the cases you will get a 0 here, 3 minus 3, and here you will get 0. 5 minus 5 will give you 0. So in that case, let's check the values from infinity to 3. That means any value lesser than 3. That lesser than 3, if you say, it will be 2, 1. Okay, in that case, let's check what will be the value of y. If x equal to 2, the value of y will be 3 minus 2 and 2 minus 5, which will give you 1 into minus 3 square root. So you are getting a negative number here. Okay, again, if you check with 1, you will have 3 minus 1, 1 minus 5. In this case also, 2 into minus 4 you will get inside the square root. So this is also a negative number. So this is not defined for a square root. So avoid this range, that is lesser than 3 you don't need. Okay, now let's check more than 5. Lesser than 3 you don't need, and more than 5 we are going to check from 5 to infinity, and then check this between range of 3 and 5. So more than 5 means x equal to 6, x equal to 7. In that case, what your y will be, let's check. So it will be square root of 3 minus 6 into 6 minus 5. So here you will have square root of minus 3 into 1. So again, a negative number which is not defined. Similarly, for 7 you can check, and then y is equal to 3 minus 7 and 7 minus 5. So minus 4 into 2. So you will have a negative number again. So more than 5 also not defined for a square root. Now check the between range of 3 and 5. The value from 3 to 5. So the value will be 4. If you take the middle value of 3 and 5, it will be 4, the number line. So if x equal to 4, y will be equal to 3 minus 4 and 4 minus 5. So as the output you have minus 1, and here also you will get minus 1. Okay, so both are negative, you will have a positive value. So this is defined for a square root. Okay, so for this particular question, you will have the domain as values inside the range 3 and 5. That is your value 4 is suitable for this one. Okay, now let's see this question. It is done in the same way as the previous question, where you have to find out the points where you are getting 0 for this one, because square root is defined for more than 0. 0 is also accepted more than 0. So 3 and minus 5, these are the two values where your domains should exist. Now let's check inside this range. Consider this is a number line where you have got 1, 2, 3, and here it is minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, and minus 5 on a number line. Now the value says it is 3 to minus 5. Let's check values which are lesser than minus 5, less than your minus 5. As you go on the right side, the value increases. As you go on the left side, the value decreases. So it is less than minus 5. If you check for less than minus 5, y will be, consider for minus 5 we will have a 0. Lesser than minus 5 is minus 6. So square root of minus 6 minus 3, minus 6 plus 5, minus 9 into minus 1. So you will have a positive value of 9, which is giving you at the end the square root as positive value. Okay, so that is fine. Now let's check more than 3. This is less than 5, so that is accepted because it is giving you a positive value. Okay, now if you check more than 3, let's check the second case as more than 3. Consider it is 10, more than 3. In that case, your y will turn as 4 minus 3 and 4 plus 5. So let's check. It is square root of 1 into 9. So again you are getting a positive value in this case. Okay, so both are possible. And now check a value which comes inside this range of minus 4, 5 to 3. So let's pick any number, that is, let it be minus 2. So I'm picking the number as minus 2, minus 5 to 3 range value. So y will be turning to my value, what I'm picking is minus 2. So minus 2 minus 3, and here it is minus 2 plus 5. So let's check, it is minus 5 into 3. So you are getting a negative value as a result because of this minus. And in this range, let's pick one more value. Let it be minus 4. Okay, if it is minus 4 also, minus 4 minus 3 into minus 4 plus 5, again minus 7 into 1. So you are getting a negative value again because of we have picked the number from this range. So this range is not valid. You can say the square root exists or the domain exists for less than minus 5 and more than 3, only these two values. So let's write it in a more understandable form, that is, x should be less than or equal to minus 5 and x should be more than 3. After these two ranges, the value of x lesser than minus 5 and more than 3. This is the accepted domain values. Hope you understood this question. Let's go to the next question. These are the next two questions. Try out these two questions, and it is similar to the previous one, but here you have got a condition of denominator. So using that, try out this question as well. Let's move on to the second question. The first part is A. There you have got three questions. So first question is, what is the question asking is, find the range of the function given its domain. So domain is given to you with some values, find out the range. So this is the function that you have to use. So consider x is equal to 1, x is equal to 5, x is equal to 7, and minus 1 and minus 2. So your f of x will be 3x plus 10, that is 3 into 1 plus 10. That means 3 plus 10, it is 13. Next one is f of x 3 into 5 plus 10, 15 plus 10, that is 25. Similarly, work out on this and you will have values like 31, 7 and 4. So after executing, the range will be the set of 13, 25, 31, 7 and 4. Please check out your answer. and hope you understood how to do this range question. So here similarly you have got 4 values. Do for the given function and the output will be visible to you accordingly. That is how you have to find out the range. This is not the domain question, it is a range question. Okay, let's go to the next question. Here you have got the function and the range of values are given to you. Let's check how to do this. Here the range is displayed here, so we have written it as the domain and then find out the range for this question. So f of x is x minus 2. So if it is 0, it will be minus 2 here. If it is 1, it is minus 1 here. If it is 2, it is 0. It is 1, it is 2. Okay, so you can see these are the set of values or the range of values for this particular function. Okay, hope you understood. Same way you have to do this question as well. Okay, find out the range first, that is given range, substitute it in or put it in table form, and then find out the corresponding function values. Let's go to the next question. This is the question. X square is a function and you are given a range of values. So first substitute it in a table form. Start writing the value from 5, minus 5 to 5, and then corresponding values you can find out for the given domain. And then when you get the values, it will be somewhat similar to for minus 5, minus 4, minus 3, minus 2, minus 1, 0. It goes till 5. So for minus 5, it will be 25, 16, then 9. Because from negative values also, when you do the square, you will get a positive value. So it will be 0 here, it will be 25 here, just before you will have 16. So the values are repeated here. So you can easily write it, the value starting from 0, that is greater than 0, and it goes till x value greater than 0 and x value less than 25. So that is the given range of value, that is f of x. So these are the two conditions that has to be satisfied. So put it in a range form. How it should be? Range is f of x where f of x is less than 25, less than or equal to, because 25 is also included, equal to 0. So this is the given solution for your range in this problem. Similarly, for the other problems also you will get similar result. So try doing that also. If you have got doubts, please do comment in the comment section. So we have got this C question, all 4 questions similar way, but functions are different. Okay. Question. See this first question, it will be x plus 5 and all real numbers are accepted for the domain. In that case, arrange it in a table form and then find some random values, 0, 1, positive values and negative values as well, include those, and when you get the result, it will be all values accepted because it is simple function here, an arithmetic simple function. So the range of values will be all real numbers. Okay, so if you take this also a simple function where all real numbers are accepted, the range would be a real number. Next one is x cube. So again, all real numbers because we are not having a fraction here. Arrange it in a table form. Find out for positive values and negative values as well. Okay. Next one is 1 by x. That means it is greater than lesser than 0. So lesser than 0. So that's fine. If it is 0, since it is lesser than 0, all values will be accepted. Negative real numbers will be the result as the range. Okay. Next question is in the denominator form, that is 1 by x minus 2. So in this fifth question, 2 is the value that has to be avoided. So already you are given with some values here. Based on that, check your result and make a table form and do it. It will be easier. Same way, in all these questions, check the denominator should not become 0 based on the range of values that is given to you in the questions. Hope you understood how to do these questions. The first question was of domain and the second part was for range. If you have got any kind of doubt, please do comment in the comment section. We will try to take out the question and solve it in the upcoming videos if you have doubts in the questions. Hope you understood this concept. If it was useful to you, please don't forget to give it a like, subscribe to the channel to get notifications on time, and see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.